So I think first off, it's been a very, very positive mining Indaba. I think normally we've been kind of, inundated with doom and gloom. But what we've actually enjoyed this year is that there's been a lot of participation across the value chain in mining. So there's a lot of investors that have come in, a lot of people involved in the supply chain within mining. We've also got the miners themselves who are also participating, which has been obviously a good thing as well. I'll say the key takeaways are really around some of the opportunities that we're seeing and the mega trends that are going to kind of define mining going forwards. I think the first one is really around integration into the chemical space. So we will find that there's going to be a lot of excitement around fluorochemicals, for example, which is a $21 billion market globally, and in which here in South Africa, for example, we're well endowed with assets such as SA fluorite and various fluorspar deposits that we have here as well. The second one is around obviously transition to energy, which is obviously a hot topic at the moment for everyone. A lot of this is really around the green hydrogen space as well. But in particular, what's most interesting is actually the value chain around that. So for example, people aren't thinking around what it means from the perspective of port capacity, like Boegoebaai in the Northern Cape, what it means around isotainers and the logistics and movement of green hydrogen, for example. Also the opportunities around enhanced permitting as well to actually handle and store hydrogen, something which we don't necessarily have legislation around for our existing mining permits. So all in all, I'd say lots of excitement, lots of different opportunities, and we've had some very good discussions with a variety of people who are very, very pro where we're going as a continent. I was at the DMRE Investec event yesterday, and government has set quite an ambitious target of 5% of the global spend on exploration to come into South Africa. At the moment, we even lag behind the DRC, which is currently the leader in Africa at about 2.6% of exploration spend, or about $200 million. So the first thing is exploration, but government has really opened up the exploration space and also has identified opportunities to speed things up, get people their water use licenses, their environmental permitting. And if you can get your exploration right, that's your leading indicator for a healthy mining industry. So I think that's the first one. I guess the other opportunities to really open up the space as well is also getting a greater level of participation from our commercial banks. So a lot of our commercial banks focus more on working capital, and they focus more on operating mines. However, we need the guys to participate a little bit earlier on in the development of the mines, take a little bit more risk, and I think the more they can get involved in that side of the mining value chain as you move from exploration up until production, I think the more exciting things we'll get as well. Then I think the final one, which will always be one of our mainstays in South Africa, is DFIs. So long as the IDC and the PIC are putting money into these opportunities for entrepreneurs, that's going to open up opportunities because they are really the bedrock of risk capital for South Africa. It's a great country. I mean, we are the most industrialized country in Africa. We have the largest road network, the largest rail network, the largest port capacity. People complain about Transnet, but Transnet is the 5th largest logistics provider globally, as an example. We complain about power, but at the same time, we have the largest base load power, installed capacity, and the largest transmission capacity as well. So I think there's a lot of infrastructural advantages that we have which we should leverage off. And I think if we take the words from the president, he said, stop moaning. So I think let's actually be a little bit positive and actually tell a good story as well. The fact that we're able to host the largest mining convention in the world tells you that people are interested in participating and investing in this country. So we, I think, as the inhabitants, just need to be a little bit more confident, a little bit happier, a little bit more, straighten up our backs. And I think, we will really start to bear fruit and actually see the opportunities coming out for South African mining.